Hello and welcome to Oscar Mike Radio. Not live yet, but we are going to be live Saturday night at the Whitman VFW. And we have a special event, but the main man here, Conor Sullivan, talking to me about it. We have a battle of the bands. 4 bands: Pantascopic Tilt, Have a Little Faith, Maple Durham Mill, and closing it out is Powerhouse. Special appearances by Paul Monty and Richard Fitz Jr. Conor, you've been on before, but welcome back again in this way. How are you doing, my man?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
Man, I'm feeling pretty good. You reached out to me through Jen and about getting involved with this event. And so I want to have you on to talk about it. You've been heavily involved in other things. How are you doing first and foremost?
Good, very good. We have a few days left of the event, so we're kind of buttoning up everything now.
Awesome. And what's the event really about? What's it really supporting here? What are we trying to do, just for everybody out there?
Yeah, so like you mentioned, it's a Battle of the Bands format event. It's a fundraiser for Operation Flags for Vets. We're trying to raise money to help them. They have to replace their flags, about 80,000 of them, and they cost a little bit more than $1 per. So we're talking a pretty penny, over $80,000 to replace all those flags. So this fundraiser is the money directly goes to that.
Now, for people out there, why are the flags so important? Someone might say, well, there's other things that veterans need. Why is it so important to do 80,000 flags for veterans for the cemetery?
Yeah, I mean, I think the best way to learn the answer to that question is to actually go down and place the flags with all the volunteers. I'm sure you've been there. I know I've been there 1,000 times to place the flags or remove the flags, but just the feeling when you get there, when you're on that, hallowed ground and at Bourne National Cemetery, and you're planting flags with people that served with these folks. You're planting flags with family members of these folks, and you're planting flags with just random strangers that brought their families to decide to show respect and honor to these fallen veterans.
Well, that's the thing, right? I think when you hear the number 80,000, it kind of is like, well, there's 80,000 people who've served and either got killed in action or served and passed on. Playing a flag is the least we can do.
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely, yeah, it's the least we can do. I think it's a wonderful show of respect, and the amount of people that show up to actually plant the flags is, amazes me every time.
Really? Because sometimes it's not good weather. Sometimes it's the dead of winter or very like getting the flags up is you got to want to be there to be there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and the weather does factor into the crowd size that they get, but I've seen days where it was pouring rain and there was still a ton of people out there. So I don't think weather doesn't stop us.
Awesome. So let's go into the event. You're having this Saturday night, October 16th. I get that right? Yep, October 16th, starting at 5 p.m.
Yep.
And you've got Paul Monty giving opening remarks. Now, why is that significant to people have heard his name around the Massachusetts area, but he has a special story.
Yeah, so the Operation Flags for Vets is actually part of the Jared Monty Foundation. So obviously Paul is involved through that. And Paul started the Operation Flags for Vets, placing the flags down at Bourne. So he'll be there at the event to give a little speech at the beginning of the event, kind of remind the crowd what we're doing there, what the money's going to. And anytime he speaks, everybody listens. Great man. So, yeah.
And let me go back here just a little bit. I mean, how did this idea start getting, roots? Somebody came up with the idea, and I was, asked to go to one of the committee meetings, and it's a pretty robust committee, so there's a lot of people involved in this. But how to get started to do this Battle of the Bands?
Yeah, so there was a few years ago, a few of the local veteran charities decided to come together. They started this group, the Veteran Summit Group. They have like a summit meeting. I think it was biannually back then, and it was a bunch of different veteran charities. They were all there, and it was kind of just a biannual meeting to discuss dates of fundraisers. So like the Veterans Brotherhood would go there and say, oh, we have this event on such and such a date. And then the other groups would share their dates of their events. And it was basically a way to network as well. Because certain groups have, their niches of what they can get for veterans versus what other groups can get for veterans. So it was a great opportunity to network and kind of, because sometimes you need a motorized wheelchair for an elderly veteran, and one group doesn't know how to get one of those, and then whereas the other group has two of them in a storage unit waiting to be given where they need to be given. So it was started off as just a group on a way to network between different organizations, and then they had this idea to start just one annual event where it's kind of a joint forces event where all of us kind of put our brains together and have one benefiting charity. So this first year of the event, Operation Flags for Vets obviously receives all the charity funds. Next year and the following year, it may be a different charity. But the idea of the event was to have one joint forces event where we all come together and one organization brings their expertise to the event planning, and then another organization will bring what they can bring to the event. So it was pretty cool dealing with other organizations that I probably would have never met them or wouldn't have worked with them before, trying to put together an event. So it was pretty cool.
And what are some of these other organizations? Is I recall you're a member of the Veterans Brotherhood Motorcycle Club. What are some of the other organizations involved?
Yeah, so there's a lot involved, and attendance changes. Some groups show up at every meeting. Some groups don't show up at some meetings. So there's a lot of groups involved. Just so in case I forget any of them, but off the top of my head, I know the Veterans Brotherhood, Rolling Thunder Mass Chapter 1, Rolling Thunder Mass Chapter 2, the Combat Vets are involved, the Sons of Blackwater are involved. We have somebody from Massville Vets 501c3 involved. We have somebody from the Mansfield Field of Honor involved. Paul Monty, obviously, from the Jared Monty Foundation. We have the Nam Knights involved. I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody, but there's a lot of us.
Sons of Blackwater, were the Sons of Blackwater there too?
Yeah, they were there the other night.
Yeah. So I really like this, man, because a lot of times, a lot of these groups just want to do their own thing. And it's you don't see it a whole lot, no matter where you are, where multiple groups get together and say, hey, let's pool our resources and brains, brawn, expertise, and make this thing happen. But it's happening now. Exactly. So that's pretty cool. So tell me a little bit about the bands. You got the bands firing off here at 5:30 with Pantascopic Tilt.
Yeah, so the bands we have, we got bands that would volunteer to be there, volunteer their time. They're all excited to be there. We have one of the guitarists is a Vietnam veteran. One of the band's frontman, he has family buried at Bourne National Cemetery. So we have a veteran crowd in the band, which is cool. The first band, Pantascopic Tilt, I think they were the first band to commit to the event. And Have a Little Faith. That is the singer Faith. She's a young girl. She sang our national anthem at our event a few times. Then our third band is Maple Durham Mill. They were also one of the first few bands to commit to doing the event. And then the last band will be Powerhouse, which I've seen them play before, and they're definitely due to get the place moving and kind of end on a bang. So.
Awesome. And you know, one of the things is we have a special guest performance by Gold Star son Richard Fitz Jr. That's pretty amazing how you got that much talent to come out for this first appearance.
Yeah, exactly.
Good story there.
Yeah, and I just recently met Richard Fitz. I think he's a latecomer to the event, but we're definitely excited to have him. He's going to do a little time on stage with his guitar, and I guess he has a great Star Spangled Banner on the guitar that I haven't heard yet, so I'm excited for that. I've actually never heard, except for Hendrix, I've never heard anybody do the Star Spangled on his
I can tell you, folks, I've heard him play, and I've heard him do the Star Spangled Banner, and it's not to be missed. And it's a really great story. Just a Gold Star son who, you know, wound up creating a movie about his father's experience as a Green Beret and Mac VSOG. So you just have a lot going on there. It's the first time doing this. You have the bands. The Whitman VFW is just pulling out all the stops, man. What's it like to have the VFW support doing this?
Good. The Whitman VFW is great. Everybody in the community around here has been to an event at the Whitman VFW. And we're glad that they're helping us out with this event, dealing with the parking lot issues and having loud music, and they're just a great host to be able to put on this event.
Awesome. And the event is the first annual Battle of the Bands to raise money for Operation Flags for Vets. Just a lot of different military veterans groups in the Massachusetts area coming together to support this, and it's at the Whitman VFW. I'm going to have all the info here. You're seeing it scroll beneath your screen as Conor and I talk, and so there's no excuse. How much does it cost to go to this thing on Saturday, Conor?
Yeah, so it's a $10 donation is what we're asking for, which isn't much. Most events are $20, $25.
Yeah.
So $10 gets you in the door, watch the band, and then while you're there, you can buy some food from the food truck. We have 3 food trucks there. We have Mom on the Go, which makes a ton of different varieties of grilled cheese. They've been at a lot of events on the South Shore. We have Lawless Food Truck. They're kind of a newer food truck. They have everything from steak and rice to Korean chicken wings to burgers and bacon chicken skewers. So they have a variety of different things.
You're speaking my language, Conor. All
yeah,
right.
Exactly. Yeah. And then we got a veteran-owned food truck for the last one called DJ Dog, and he makes different types of hot dogs, all sorts of crazy variations. So I'm excited for the food.
Well, yeah. I'm excited for the food. I'm excited to see all the groups down there. I'm excited to see you, man. I mean, so he's being modest here, folks, but he was on Oscar Mike Radio before because, you know, Conor's an Air Force veteran who had a heart transplant during his service and came back and ran the marathon like a savage. Just awesome, man. Awesome. It's just good to see you here. You know, are you running? Are you training for your races now?
Yeah, so I slowed down a little bit during COVID. I guess babies at home and COVID. It was a mess of a year. But I got out to Colorado back in August to do the Trans Rockies run. It was a 3-day stage race. It was 3 days of running and camping in the mountains at 10,000 feet of altitude. So it was pretty fun.
What was that like going to that altitude and running like that?
Yeah, the altitude and the climb killed me. I wasn't expecting the the massive mountains out there. I was underestimating it. And we don't have much around here to train for that type of climb and altitude. So it was fun adjusting to it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's been great having you on before, Conor. It's been great seeing you at certain events, the Article 15 Brewery, other things, the Veterans Brotherhood owned things, and you know, just I'm going to say, you know, a couple of months ago, I needed a lift, literally, and you and the Veterans Brotherhood came through and got me to the VA hospital on time, and no hassle.
Oh, yeah.
No, hey man, you know, we take care of each other, and that meant a lot to me. So it just,
sure.
you know, getting to support this, because yeah, I'll be there kind of announcing this, trying to get the crowd pumped up, you know, announcing the bands and all that stuff. It's just a really cool thing to be a part of. And so it's this Saturday night at the Whitman VFW. Look for the guy with the fabulous beard. I don't have one. I mean, he's got more hair on his face than I do my entire body, ladies and gentlemen. And he's a runner. I'm not. But you know, you've got Josh, you've got Debbie, you've got you know all these guys out there doing this and coming to do this, and it just gives me hope, man, because sometimes veterans are still feeling like the last couple of months has been tough on the veterans community, and I think these kind of thing, you know, reminds people that we're still here.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people go through some mental hiccups recently, including myself. But you know, like you said, we are here for each other, yeah. And you know, at a certain point, we got to realize that you know, I guess we're all that we have is each other. You know, we have to stop relying on you know, government to pick up their act and change things and make the veterans' lives better. You know, we kind of just have each other. So, absolutely. You know, when like you were saying, when you need a ride somewhere, you know, that's what we're here for. So.
No, man, it was great. So I encourage you, hey, come out and check this out. You know, you want to see veterans, taking care of veterans. You want to see people in the community coming out, support us. You know, $10, $10. You got the VFW serving beer and drinks. You got 3 food trucks. You got raffles. We got raffles and prizes. Oh, we almost forgot the raffles. Some cool like raffles. I'm not going to give it away. You got to come down and check it out. So this is, I hope, the first of many of these, Conor. And you know, I just, from me to you, man, I'm happy to support you guys, and I'm looking forward to Saturday night.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And like you said, hopefully first of many. I think after this event, we're going to have to do our little after action report and see if we want to continue with this type of fundraiser, Battle of the Bands, if we like it, or move to something different. The whole idea of the Joint Forces event was that we would throw one banger event for one charity each year, and everybody in the Veteran Summit group would help, you know, put the event on and hopefully go off without any flaws. But so we're gonna have to regroup after the event and see if next year we're gonna do a Battle of the Bands or you know, anything else.
Awesome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you have no excuse. You know about it. You've heard about it. You can come to it, and it is the Battle of the Bands. I have, let's see here once more, Pantascopic Tilt, Have a Little Faith, Maple Durham Mill, and Powerhouse, weighing in an incredible total, all 4 bands, Conor, weighing in an incredible 2,344 decibels. It's going to be acoustic, awesome, bombastic fun. I can't wait. Oh, well, okay. He's not too impressed, folks. I gotta work on my delivery a little bit, but he's a tough crowd. Tough crowd. Anyway, hey, tell your father I said hello. It always goes to the ground in the Sullivan family. And hey, I'm Travis Oscar Mike Radio, and we are Mission in Flight.